Hey everyone, so we're back with some more RTA today. I have one old match from last week, and then I've got four from this week against one player, because that's kind of what happens, at the beginning of the day. At the beginning of the week, actually, whenever you're in the upper ends, you kind of just get matched with the same people. But this first match here is, like I said, at the end of last week's week. So I was just kind of playing for fun, trying to record some stuff for content. And I only got one match there, but like I said, I recorded four more for you, so you'll have 5 matches today. So this person, he's probably like a mid-tier spender. He doesn't have a whole lot of ascensions on his units. He does have good units, but whenever you're using red, green, blue heroes, every one of those ascensions really counts, for your speed or attack percentage. So I definitely have an upper hand here, but he is picking good units, and let's just see who he ends up going with here. For me, I tend to like to pick Nero first or Halia. I've kind of bounced around between him and Halia. Nero does kind of get countered by a couple different things nowadays. But anyway, he ends up first picking Halia. I counter pick Aurea. Here I'm checking my guy's stats because I've been doing like Rift of Chaos and Guild versus Environment. Just want to make sure they're all in their RTA gear. But then he picks Baron and Bocce. Bocce has just been like a menace. It's awesome. Like, I hate playing against him, but I love using him. I love that there's an epic out there that allows people to kind of compete against these really busted characters. So if you haven't built Bocce yet, I highly suggest it. I have been using Rosalie a little bit. I have her kind of booked because of Rift of Chaos. But I probably need to change her build if she's going to be dedicated RTA. But here I end up banning Halia and just think that the rest of my heroes are going to outspeed. And then hopefully make this somewhat of an easy match. So he does have some pretty fast characters, actually. So he's built things well, but I got really lucky with just getting 3 sleeps. And I don't know if this person knew about Kasim's dodge. Usually a lot of people don't know that he will dodge the follow-up attack from, what's-her-face, Alicia, but he does. But I don't think he had a choice anyway. That was just really unlucky for him, and I just got lucky with the amount of sleeps from my Garnet. But anyway, on to the next one. All right, so match 2 here. This was at the start of this week here. I end up playing Sweenot all 4 matches here. After these 4 matches, we went on to play each other a couple more times. I didn't think anybody was interested in that, although it is funny. He slapped me around after these matches. I think we got matched up maybe, 5 or 6 more times, and he probably beat me, 4 out of the 6 or whatever. He was bullying me. Anyway, so he first picks Alicia. His Alicia is just so strong. And then he also goes into Lightnick and Baron. I like to pick Zoltan here because if he ends up cleaving my team, Zoltan becomes a menace. But I will say that Lightnick tends to beat Zoltan. But then he goes into Yolanda and Bocce. So his Yolanda is extremely fast. I actually really like playing against Sweenot. He has cool, interesting picks. He's one of those players that does not rely, on light and dark heroes, which, I definitely respect. Yeah, he makes really good use of Yolanda. Here I end up banning the Bocce. I don't really have a good counter to him in my draft picks here because, the only hero that can probably do damage against him is really slow. My Zoltan would most likely get, one shot by his Bocce if he went. So here, I'm kind of hoping that Levi ends up like dodging, but he doesn't. And then I'm also really going to be heavily relying on Zoltan and Rosalie to kind of power me through here. So I was hoping to jump in front of the Alicia, but I did not, and she ends up one-shotting my Zoltan. His Alicia is very strong. So here I was debating on whether to go after the Baron or not, because I actually didn't want Levi to proc, and he did, because I wanted Rosalie to be able to have the 2-turn invincible, because I didn't think she could one-shot Yolanda. But I was right. You know, she did kill her with the follow-up, so she does have that 1 invincibility up instead of 2 turns. But here, I've got Light Nick and Alicia left. I'm a little worried that the Light Nick is going to be able to kill me. But it just wasn't enough. It was so close. He had to have been cursing at his screen. So anyway, she puts up the invincible, and then he goes and wastes the last of his invincibility, and then I got him. Man, she had to have had like 100 health left. But anyway, that was the first match. It was a good one, close one. All right, so match 3 here. So I keep banning Shark Solandra. He keeps banning Dumi Valyria. You don't really know. If you queue up quickly or whatever, I think you tend to have an idea if you're playing the same person or not. So he does first pick the Alicia again. I go into Nero, into Halia. He goes into Baron, and then into Bocce. So we're kind of mimicking the same kind of stuff. Here I end up sniping the Light Nick, as I'm hoping that my Light Nick might be able to one-shot the Bocce. If he has Halia around to give the Ocean Lights ability, to give him just a little more juice. And then I pick Ralph. He is a pretty good counter to Bocce. He tends to be the highest health person on the team. And then Bocce will follow up, kill him, and then put him in a shield so he can't, like, chain. But I do feel dirty using Ralph. But anyway, here he goes into Yolanda, which is a pretty good counter to Ralph in his taunts, and then into Ashlyn. So I last pick Kasim, as Kasim's pretty decent counter to Baron and Ashlyn. He's not a great pick. Here I was gonna ban Bocce, but I ended up banning the Alicia. I probably should have banned the Bocce, and then just deal with the Alicia, because she wouldn't be able to kill the Kasim. So here this Yolanda goes first. So that is an extremely fast Yolanda. She outsped a Halia that has a Nero aura helping the team. So here, my Light Nick doesn't come anywhere close to killing this Bocce. And the Baron actually countered my Kasim because of the Yolanda. It was just like a really good pick. So I see the writing on the wall there. Yolanda has a lot of utility. I would love to build her, but I just don't want to put books in her, So that was match 3. On to match 4. Alrighty, so match 4. Again, we kind of queued quickly, but I just keep banning the Dark Solandra. But I get first pick here, so if I'm playing against Suina, I'm just first picking the Alicia, because his is just way too strong. As you saw, it one-shot my Zoltan, so that's pretty good Alicia. But here this person goes Halia into Light Nick, and I'm like, okay, well, actually, maybe this isn't Suinat. So then I go into Ashlyn because I have Alicia picked already, so I have a pretty good reason to pick Ashlyn is the counter to Ashlyn can't be picked. And then I go into Jonathan, which is a pretty good counter to Light Nick. And he can help, stay alive. Help you stay alive from a Baron nuke. So you're still going to take a lot of damage, but he can help with some survivability. And here I go into Zoltan and then Ralph, just because he's got a very good cleave team, and I don't know if I want to ban Baron or Bocce or Halia. So I'm assuming that he's going to ban the Ralph, because Ralph is one of those heroes that is just kind of like an insta-ban character because he's so cheap. And then he picks Holy Armor Virgil. So here I'm debating on who to ban. So I end up banning Bocce, just because I saw what he can do. He can just spiral, So, yeah, I'm actually surprised they didn't pick that he didn't pick Yolanda there. But I guess because I had the Alicia, it was kind of probably kind of a rough pick if you weren't planning on banning her. And like I said, the Ralph is usually an insta-ban. So here the Alicia takes out the Baron, does her bonus attack on the Light Nick, which is pretty nice because if she survives, she'll come back around and be able to charm Nick and skip his turn. A lot of people really underestimate that. So here, Jonathan is just a really great counter pick to Light Nick, not only because of his big shields, but also he can put attack down on Light Nick, which really makes him useless. If Light Nick has attack down against a Jonathan, it's kind of just over at that point. Here he gives the bonus turn to Holy Armor Virgil, and he's just in a tough spot here. Because as soon as my my Ashlyn kind of gets to full sparks, it's gonna be a tough time for this Holy Armor Virgil. He did put her skills on cooldown, I think, at the very beginning of the match there. I was actually surprised that he was going after the Ashlyn. Because Ashlyn, anytime Holy Armor Virgil removes his debuff, she has a chance to get a bonus turn just like that, which gets me closer to those sparks. And here, I make such a huge misplay. I should have attacked again, and it would have procced her extra turn. But thankfully I got away with it. But that was a pretty bad misplay. But thankfully got away with it. Okay, on to the last one. All right, so last match here. I think I'm playing Sweenot, so I'm like, okay, I'll just ban someone that is strong. I didn't want to ban someone like Yolanda, because if I was playing someone different, then that's just a wasted pick. So I end up picking Baron, because a lot of people do have strong Barons, and mine isn't the best, so yeah. I actually should change my Baron, because I just don't use her in RTA anymore, and I should just make her like a huge house for like dungeon or PvE or Void Tower or something. So anyway, he gets first pick. He goes into Alicia, and then I pick Halia and Nero, and then he picks Light Nick and Bocce, and then I pick Jonathan, just as counter pick to Light Nick. I'm pretty sure I'm banning the Alicia here. Not the Alicia, the Bocce, or at least that was my thought. Here I end up picking Hori to see if I can kind of counter his team. Now here I pick a character that I was hoping would have some potential. I just booked him for Guild versus Environment, because I'm trying to help our guild get to floor 10. floor 11 for that ever so coveted extra 20 pages. But as you'll see here, in my opinion, I don't think he really panned out. But I probably didn't play this very well. Here I didn't even look if Bocce was the lowest health or not. I'm assuming he would have been. So what I should have done is I should have jumped into Hori here, but instead I jumped into Augustine because I was thinking that maybe his splash damage from killing the Lightwing Zac might kill the Bocce. And it came close, but he didn't even kill the Lightwing Zac. And here I just get cleaved. Yeah, and I saw the Bocce was going to go, so I lost. But anyway, I'm going to be working on Augustine a little bit more, see if he has potential. I'm just using him wrong. But those were just 5 quick fights. 1 at the end of last week and 4 with Sweenot here at the beginning of the week. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.